we're gonna just go over my art portfolio, or I guess my design portfolio. I have kind of been wanting to make this since I first started applying to college because my intended major is graphic design. This is always what I was trying to look for, and there were very few videos on it. Aha, here we go. Okay, I got accepted into SVA, Parsons, RAT, CCS, I can do those, let's see, CCS, mica, mass art. I think that's it. We're gonna do this while I unload things because my computer is a piece of shit and it just keeps filling up with stuff. I'm just gonna go through a general portfolio because I pretty much use them all. I applied to all of them with pretty much the same thing. I'll input like which one was like a certain assignment or whatever. But other than that, yeah. Even though I'm a graphic design applicant, most art colleges still require me to submit observations and most of that same stuff as I would if I were a regular art student, like illustration or fine arts, whatever, just because it's the basics. And so that's why I have observations in here. And then I submitted most of my portfolios through SlideRoom, which is an online portfolio site that most colleges use to submit your portfolio. Okay, so bullet to the heart is 2 feet 3 inches by 4 foot 8 inches. Cardboard thing that I made, stretched red sheet around it, and then shot it with a Nerf gun and bullets. And I made a heart out of it because, you know, you're holding a gun and you're making a heart. So I just kind of, you know, bullet to the heart. You're hurting me, please stop hurting me. Okay, then next we have Sam's Magic, which is it's this app / cafe that I thought of and created. And I made a small app with Adobe XD to just like be a regular cafe app. You know, you think of Starbucks, you think of Pete's, and just an app like that. And so I made the logo, I did the whole branding thing, and I kind of thought just an app with the intent of creating a user-friendly experience for customers. Why? Every time I'm about to say, if you keep hearing that, because I can't hear they're leaving, then I hear they almost leave. So, okay, they're leaving, good. So Sam's Magic is from the logo to the branding. It's a hypothetical cafe and small business that I designed. And the app for this cafe was designed with the intent of creating a user-friendly experience for customers to comfortably navigate and browse an online menu along with other cafe information. It was a passion project of like the beginning of quarantine, and then I just kind of stopped after that. I don't know, it's on the back burner right now. And then next we have Two-Faced. Okay, I made a mask out of plaster strips so I could pour like plaster in it, but I ended up not pouring plaster in it. This is also for class. And then I just started painting on it and tried to go with like the cliche, just what you see on the outside isn't what happens on the inside. Yeah, it's just I painted with gouache on the mask, and it's just what I wrote is literally someone can look like they are fine and calm on the outside, but inside their head is a giant mess and they're screaming. Yay, we love originality. And then next I have Fictional Adventuring, which is one of my favorite pieces, and I just did it for fun one day. And then I really liked this, so I decided to put it in because I kind of thought it also had graphic design qualities to it. I have a D&D group that, you know, I have adventures with and stuff, and so the girl in the main character, who is a warlock, God, I haven't played it forever, okay, so kind of, anyway, that's my character. Like, we have a group chat or whatever. Instead of calling it D&D, we call it Dunces and Doom today. And then the little quotes and stuff, not that it matters to this project, but it is from small snippets of our adventures and things. And I just really liked it. I thought it had the qualities of a graphic design thing because it's supposed to be a magazine cover. What I wrote was that this magazine cover was inspired by the stories from going on quests in games and traveling through a fictional world. Moving on, I'm only a small person in a giant world. This one I made because I was getting, at the time it was a winter break, and I was getting so caught up in trying to make pieces for APR and then making pieces for the college portfolio, I kind of forgot about how art, like, or doodling, whatever, used to make me happy. So I just did this, like, as a little exploration thing. And that's honestly what I wrote. I wrote, this piece is about getting so caught up in trying to do things like everyone else to get ahead in the world and completely forgetting about doing things that make you happy just for the sake of making you happy. You try to jump through hoops and complete assignments and you become so busy that you kind of just lose yourself. Next, we have the quest. It was my project in a summer class I did, and it was about the art of children's illustration or children's books. Anyway, yeah, I made this whole story and things, and it was really cute. I really like them, and so I put in the storyboard, and I kind of, instead of making multiple pieces like for this one project, I put all the pieces for this project into one piece so they could see it all. I included 3 2-page layouts, and then I also included the storyboard I did and the title page. Yeah, so it's a story about a princess and a knight on a quest to find this magical crown. They grow closer along the way and learn new things about themselves and overcome challenges. Perhaps the best part of the quest isn't going to be the crown they will find, but what happened on the journey there. It's just a children's book I designed and illustrated. Next we have Versions of Me, which is a lino cut and printmaking piece I did. It is a 3-layer lino cut that I did. Lino cut. So the self-portrait was made to represent how I'm always ever-changing, and who I was in the past is different from who I am in the future, and that's kind of why there's different versions of the same print, which is me. This was a self-portrait for my UCLA portfolio. Then next we have my business card, which I think is a pretty good thing to include for a graphic design portfolio, because a business card is a pretty standard thing for a graphic designer to do, I think, or at least to like learn from and start as one of the basic things. So this is just designed with the intention that the screen doors, like on the side, can be folded over the information area until someone opens it, and that was my unique idea I had. I just liked it. I also included a sketch at the bottom because a lot of people say that including process is good for the college admission people to see how you think and where you come from and stuff like that. Next we have a new angle, which is a 12 by 9 inch ink and watercolor observation. It's the corner of my friend's room. It was just done, the observation was done looking up at the ceiling from the floor. I looked for a new perspective on things, so I just lay down on the floor to think and was just staring at the corner of the ceiling. Basically, I wanted to do the perspective point and line observation because I really like to do that. But I also wanted to do something interesting from an interesting angle that we don't usually see. So I just decided to draw the ceiling / corner of her room. Did I get lazy with the posters? Yes, but we'll never know. We know. It's fine. Next we have Warm Feeling. This was an observation also of my friend's feet under the blankets, and it's just a regular observation. It's a graphite observation on paper, which is 7 inches by 6 inches. So for that, and then I have Blinded, which is a logo design I did. And I just showed my creation and design process for a streamer by the name of Blinded. Link in description below. Yeah, just because I thought a logo creation is a thing that graphic designers do, so I wanted to also input the work that I've done as a graphic designer into the portfolio. Yeah, I made mood boards and then I came up with a few designs and then I just refined it until the final product. Chomp. Okay, Chomp. So this was a word design assignment for class. It's a play on words and letters, and the lips are from Andy Warhol. I don't know how to describe it, but you know those illustration things where they have a word, but it's kind of like there's a little illustration or design that makes the word show what it actually is. And then I also showed my sketch and my brainstorm for this to show my thinking process. Okay. The next one is Should I Even Reach, which is a digital self-portrait. So I'm just gonna put what I wrote first and then I'm gonna talk afterwards. Okay, so during the entirety creation of this piece, I was constantly thinking about me and my future. I wanted to incorporate the feeling of feeling stressed and overwhelmed about my future, feeling like I'm trying to keep afloat while thinking about if there's anything for me to even look forward to in the future. So this is a digital self-portrait, and it's a pretty bleak looking thing, because the water, I'm kind of drowning, but I'm like reaching out, like should I even look forward to the future? And this is back before the election, and I was just, pollution and everything about the world, it kind of wasn't going that great. It still isn't. I just blocked that out of my mind. And then we have arguing with yourself, which is a digital piece, and this piece is about arguing with yourself. How when you argue with yourself, you're pitting two of your own voices against each other. You may sway more towards one side of the argument at the certain version of yourself that you're liking better in the moment. And this just has like a lot of repetition, a lot of symmetry, because it is just copy paste. And then I colored it in afterwards, and it's very messy. It's very I didn't want to show like the mess, the what's the word? How, I don't know how to say it other than it's messy with all the scribbly lines. It's just like, it's a very not clear way of thinking. Like, you're not logical, you're not thinking straight. So there's just kind of like all these bundles of things that are just kind of yelling at you if you're arguing with yourself, and it's not a very good place to be at. Oh, I also wanted to work with perspective a lot. Okay, and then next we have drowning mess. This was my Parsons assignment. So the assignment this year was to make another art piece that was inspired by an art piece in your portfolio. This was inspired by my digital self-portrait, Should I Even Reach? I also show my process at the bottom. And then this is a 9" by 12" watercolor, and then acrylic plus water solution and gel pen. The mess of the subject while being in a vast, empty space is symbolic to how a complicated and stressed life can ultimately lead you to drown. My process is just the theme of the original piece, and then my idea originally was to like have someone falling from the sky. Like, you have wings and you've almost reached heaven, but your wings aren't working anymore. But then I wanted to make it to drown a little bit. I started coloring it in, and color blocking, I didn't like it. So I just like started scribbling, and then I found, oh, look, I like the scribbles. So I decided to make the subject out of scribbles. And then I played with spacing, and like there's two ultimate ones that I really like. It's the one where it's really squished in and you kind of feel like you're suffocated. But then there's also the one that I ultimately ended up going with, which is the more spaced out version. After that is desk space, which I think if it wasn't a 3 observation requirement, I didn't put in, because this was just this is just a 6 by 7.5" charcoal observation on paper, and it's literally that corner of my desk, and I just wanted to draw the reflection of my DS, so I did that. Yeah, and then and then I have a sketchbook spread. It has a lot of my thinking processes. I don't know. There on the left side of it is I found this little it's an idea / storyboarding for an animatic idea I had of what a streamer said once, and just kind of like when I had an idea for it, so I jotted it down, and I did the whole arrows and how it would go and stuff. And then on the right is just a bunch of sketches. Some of those ideas have panned out, some of those haven't. So, and that's it. I didn't go through the portfolio in my main order, or the order I submitted in. I definitely started with a strong piece, and then I ended on a strong piece. Okay, this one's pretty general. So what happened, okay, so first I did fictional adventuring, then the warm feeling observation, and then bullet to the heart, a new angle, should I even reach, two-faced, arguing with yourself, versions of me, I'm only a small person in a big world, the blinded logo design, my business card, chomp, drowning mess, Sam's magic, and then the quest. The ending definitely changed between a few of the colleges. The ending definitely changes around, I know that, because I put my business card at the end. But there's also a flow of things, or I try to have somewhat of a flow of things. What does my mica one look like? Yeah, okay, see this one? Okay, the mica was fictional adventuring, warm feeling, bullet to the heart, a new angle. Should I even reach? Two-faced, arguing with yourself, versions of me. I'm only a small person in a big world. Blinded logo, the chomp, drowning mess, Sam's magic, sketchbook spread, and then my business card, and then the quest. So I started strong, and then I ended strong because those are two of my favorite pieces, just because I really like them, and I put in a lot of effort to those. So I started and ended with those. I don't know. I always found college portfolios stupid because you go in with these skills, right? But you're going to college to learn. So I don't know. Like high school's a time to experiment. College is a place where you're going to learn. So why should I already have these skills if you're supposed to teach me these things? I don't know. But like from the college's point of view, oh, we want the best student, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I hope this helps. I know this isn't as much design, but a lot of colleges also kind of want to see how good at art you are. And if I didn't take AP art last year, oh my god, that's last year now. Oh, I never got to say, I'm going to Parsons. Yeah, I'm going to Parsons now. Or not now. I'm going to Parsons. That's my final decision. Yay. Yeah, if I didn't take AP art last year, I would have been so fucked 4 pieces in the college portfolio. Definitely a good resource I can recommend is the Academy of Art University, which is right here in San Francisco, but they also offer online classes for the summer, and it's all free. They give you an Adobe account for free, which to my knowledge hasn't expired yet, but and I'm a graduating senior, so I don't know when that account expires. Cause that's where I learned a lot of things. I got to try out, like I tried out interior design there. I figured out I kind of liked it. I did like graphic, then I figured out that I like graphic design more than that, so that helped me decide a few things, definitely. Also, it was a lot of fun to meet people. And if you're online, you don't get to meet a lot of people because the classes that I took were asynchronous, which means that we didn't really have a Zoom. We just turned in projects at the end of the week, and that was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Summer classes definitely are a good option / resource because then you can also put it on your college application. And if you're applying to a college, a lot of colleges like to see that you went to their college summer camp or whatever. So if you can't go to / travel to / afford most summer camp options, because I know they can get very pricey, holy shit. Academy of Art, their online is free if you live in the area. I think it's worth a commute. It's so fun. The price you have to pay is if you don't live in the area and you have to get a room here. That's where it gets pricey. But other than that, it's all free. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I really hope this helps. Have a good day. Toodles. I'm totally not procrastinating for an AP Stats test in 2 days that I have to study for because I know nothing. I'm not gonna pass. Once I graduated, I forgot everything.